You are absolutely going to love today's show. Today, we have Kapil Singla, 21 years young. Been 3 years in the business and on track to do over $1 million in his real estate investing wholesaling business, with a few other caveats, which I'm just so pumped up. But 21 years old, working in the South Bend market. I mean, small town, 21 years old, in the market for a few years. I mean, a lot of excuses not to succeed. Kapil, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Todd, for having me.
So Kapil, I'll kick it right off. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get involved in real estate in 60 seconds or less?
Just had a passion for it from a very beginning. And when I moved from India to US, I saw an opportunity in it, and I wanted to try out. So I jumped right in, went all in, and did my first deal in 2019.
Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. You moved from India as an immigrant to the US. How old were you?
I moved here 4 years ago when I was 17 years old.
So, and I didn't even know the full story behind that. So you've been in this country only 4 years, right?
Yes.
And kind of like, what was your financial situation when you moved here?
Well, me and my family came here with $1,500 and a lot of debt. But the financial position was pretty tough for the family.
Okay.
We just had the courage and a dream really that America is going to change our lives.
So this is getting better and better. So $1,500, been here for 4 years. Wanted to invest at $1,700, also in debt, right? So okay, you moved to the US. You had a passion for real estate. How did you do your first deal? I mean, how did this go about? I mean, did you come here? Did you start working a job initially, right? I mean, how were you surviving, and then how did that translate into the first deal? Because I mean, you got $1 million business now.
Yeah. So a quick background: when I came to US was I was working gas stations, $100 a week, just crazy, and just trying to pay off the debt. But after a couple of months, I realized that that's not what I came here for, right? So as soon as I could get, my parents were like, okay, now you could go ahead and go for your dreams. Then I just started knocking on doors, and I made a list of. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read Think and Grow Rich. And I made a list of a couple of people and like realtors. And honestly, I didn't even know what realtors were. Like I had no concept of how it works here. So right outside my apartment building where I used to live, there was a big sign say, "We buy the good, the bad, the ugly houses." So I just went and knocked on the door and be like, "Hey, I would work for you for free if you could teach me real estate." And he took me in, and it was a great experience for a couple of months. And then I went on to another internship venture, and he was really good, and I was basically managing all of his rentals. So one day I received a call with a lady saying, "Hey, I need a house, and my grandmother is losing this in a tax sale." Now, I had done some tax sale work before, so I knew how it all worked. So I went ahead and quit-claimed the house and took the deal. There was a little bit of probate issue. I went ahead, paid taxes. My mentor, the guy I was working for at that time, gave me a loan to go ahead and buy the house at 8% a month. So I
8% a month.
Yeah, 96% a year.
Is that even legal where you live in Indy?
No.
Okay.
Hey, I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah,
right?
got what you got to do. Okay, great.
So I took the deal. 3 months later, it was it got a little messy, but I received a check of $7,500, and I was just flabbergasted.
So let me hear this straight. So you found out a lady who was basically behind on her taxes.
Yes.
She was going to lose the house. Okay. You then had her give you the house, basically, like quick claimed it to you.
$5,000.
$5,000. So you gave her 5,000. I'm assuming that you took over the back taxes. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
And what were the back taxes?
About $9,000, 8 to 9. I don't remember the exact, but somewhere in that range.
Okay, so you basically paid about $14,000 for that house. Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
Yes,
right?
That's correct.
So the way that and just for any newbies listening, there's the back taxes, which is about 5,000. I'm sorry, you gave her 5,000 for her equity, and then there was 9,000 in back taxes owed. Right? Did I say that right? And so that's why I combined those, and she basically gave you the house. So now you have it. Obviously, you had a mentor. You got money from probably the most expensive source that you could find, 8% a month.
Shark money.
Shark money. But hey, actually, the purchase price wasn't that much. So the interest rate, doubling $20 isn't that hard to do, right? So how did you get rid of the property? Who'd you sell it to?
I had to struggle finding a buyer because I took it to my mentor and I was like, would you buy it? And he said, yeah, I'll give you $500 for it. I was like, no, that's not happening. So I just tried, called around, talked with people, and I signed it over. And, it took 2.5, 3 months to close because there was a little bit of probate issue.
Yeah.
But we finally got it cleared up because the property was, a really small purchase. So I didn't have to go through a lot of hassles. But, the interest was piling up. So I was, like doing DoorDash in the evening to pay off the interest at the end of the week, 2% a week. So, but yeah, so that's how I got rid of it. Just local network groups and just kind of wherever I can find people, just talk to anyone and just found a guy who said he'll take it, and I assigned it and closed it.
That's awesome. Okay, so you got your first deal, $7,500. You scratched and clawed your way to that first check. I'm sure it felt good, right?
Oh yeah.
Take us to where we're at, now. I mean, we work together now, which is pretty exciting. I've seen a huge transformation in you. So, obviously that was $7,500. I know we talked yesterday. You're doing $50,000 deals on the regular now. Tell us a little bit about, how you moved from that to what you're doing now.
Great question. I mean, it's from when I did that deal, it took a lot of, like courage and figuring out on how can I do this over and over and over again and really could make a living out of this. So it's just really a lot of hard work, a lot of focus on where I want to go, meeting people, creating connections. And, I kept just trying, knocking doors, sending letters, postcards, whatever it took. I was just doing it all. And I got 1-2 more deals. And like in 2020, that's where it really hit. Like mid 2020, that's where I remember hitting my first 6 figures. And I was like, what the heck? Like so after that point, it was just all about to have the right team, have the right connections, look at my challenges. So, a lot of masterminds, a lot of connections, and a few partnerships here and there, very successful ones and bad ones. And now we do $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 deals. We average one a week, and we own. I personally own quite a bit of rentals under my portfolio. So
21 years old. I mean, listen to this. I love this. So breaking this down though, okay, Kapil, I think we talked about a deal yesterday. It sounded like it was $40,000 or $50,000 from a direct mail lead, which I love, right?
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about that deal, right? How'd you find it? What list was it from? What did the conversation, sound like, from the beginning? And I'm not letting you off the hook here, right? We got to, someone's listening right now and they need your help. So this was a direct, I remember I told you to use a particular postcard, right? I think this is the funny thing, right? What'd you say about the postcard?
When you told me about it, I was like, no one likes this on my team.
Yeah.
But it works.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I care about. It works. People like it. And the deal we got from it, it came through unknown equity, absentee owner, unknown equity. It was a duplex in a decent location. A 80-year-old gentleman, just wanted to be out of it. The tenant's been there for like 45 years.
Right.
So,
so just backtrack though. So you went to ListSource and you pulled a category called unknown, unknown equity. Okay.
Yes.
So usually what that means is can I interject here, Kapil? That usually means that the county doesn't have a lot of data on it, right? And so it usually gets overlooked by other investors, but typically older, owned by someone just like the way you're talking about, this avatar, right? Yeah. So you met with him, he called off the postcard, right? You got the list from ListSource. Did the call come in? Did it go to voicemail? Did you answer it live? What happened there?
It went to the voicemail.
Okay.
My lead manager took it on, and we set up an appointment. We met on the property. We asked, of course, there's a whole qualifying process of timeline. Why do you want to sell it? The reason of selling was very simple. He's old, doesn't want to take care of it. When I went on the appointment, I offered him $70,000. Right? He said that's low, really low. My competition offered him 92. So he said we were $22,000 apart, and I was like, hey, if I cannot be of any value here, if I'm not the right fit, that's okay, but just keep me in mind. If that deal doesn't go through, give me a call. And guess what? He called me and he said the guy never closed. So he said, we need to get this closed in a week. He needs some money for some health problems. I was like, all right, we signed the contract and we're planning on closing it in Monday. So in about a 5-day timeline, and he's really happy. We're taking it on with the tenants, and I promised him that we'll give the tenants at least 1 year to figure out where they want to go, because of course, they've been there for 45 years. So that was his biggest contingency on the contract, was I'd have to promise him that these tenants, that I won't increase rent for at least a year.
Okay. So you're holding this as a rental, if I'm
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's an opportunity zone rental, but I don't want to go into that, but yeah, that's why I'm holding it.
Okay.
As a tax benefit. Yeah.
Awesome. So there's a huge tax benefit there. And we could talk about that on another show, but basically you're walking into about $60,000 in equity. But one of the big lessons, Kapil, that I really want to point out is when you talk to a seller and you make them a lower offer than they're expecting, a lot of people will say no, right? And most investors stop. But you stuck with it, and the guy came back, and you weren't scared to say no. You know what? Go that other offer. It's great. Give me a call. But you were right there when he was ready to go. I really want to commend you on that.
I appreciate that. We did try other caveats. If you want to do a seller finance, it wasn't for him. He's too old to look into those options. And we were like, hey, if you can get better, good luck. But that's what we could do. I think it's all about, got to buy it at the right price.
Did you offer him a novation?
I did not offer him novation because of the tenant situation, because 1 year contingency would be almost impossible.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah, good call there. Awesome job. So now you're closing big deals on the regular $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 deals, which are my favorite. You've got a team. What's next for Kapil? What is your dream for this real estate business? What's the next step?
We're really looking to grow into some more areas, potentially some of the Michigan, Ohio areas that are close enough to me. So we're trying to grow or bring on more acquisition people on our team so we can or partner up. So just trying to scale this up and copy paste my operation with some more people out there. So yeah, that's we're trying to grow into a $3-4 million company next 5 to 6 years.
Nice.
So that's really our goal.
Okay. So at the end, if you're interested in partnering with Kapil, right, I'll let you give out your information here at the back end of the podcast. So, I mean,
Sure.
I got to reiterate this, guys. Came to the country at 17, whole family had $1,500 in debt, didn't know anything about real estate, found a local mentor, did his first deal with no cash out of pocket, but paying 8% interest per month. That's like, I don't know what that is a year, 8 times 12. But that's like,
96.
yeah, 96 percent interest, which is just completely insane. But still made money anyway, right? Got, started to realize there was a smarter way, started doing direct mail, which, I love. Obviously, you're doing internet leads too. Big deals, over $1 million, and now on his way to 3 to 5 million bucks. Gonna get there, my friend.
Yes, we will get there.
Tell me a little bit. So someone listening to this, let's give them 3 tips, right? 3 tips. What do they need to do, either to get started, or if they're already doing good, how to get to that next level?
My first biggest tip is, especially this year before we started working together, need to, whenever they're driving to these appointments, acquisition appointments, or if they're starting up or doing anything, do not listen to music. Put Todd Toback on the system there and just listen. Just listen.
Well, thank you, my friend.
That's my biggest tip, because that has tremendously changed my life. Just listening and executing, just listening and execute. And don't do anything. Just whenever I drive to any of my appointments, I'm listening to No Limit Sales System, or I'm listening to your podcast. That's it. Those are the only 2 things. My second biggest tip would be, focus and, go after your goals. The bigger, the better. When I was 18 years old, I took a piece of paper and I wrote that I want to have a net worth of $1 million by the age of 21.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have a penny in my pocket at that time. It was just a dream, right? But when I got close to 21, I was like, I did some maths and I was like, I was fairly close. So do not worry about setting up big goals. But of course, taking massive action is important. Not just setting up goals and not taking any action is not going to do any better.
Mm-hmm.
So set big goals. The third one is be genuine and connect with people all day long. Like the more the connections, the better.
Right.
And try to go out of your way to build that extra connection. I've literally done deals with my cash buyers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did a 5-house portfolio deal earlier this year, where I wholesaled 2 of those houses 3 years back, and now I wholesale them again.
Right.
But it's just going out of my way, right? Whenever that buyer, or whenever he would fly in the town, he was from Vegas, taking him out on the lunch, taking him out on a dinner,
right.
Offering him to stay a night at my house, like stuff like that. It's just, it goes long ways.
Right. That is awesome. 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 It's funny. We've re-wholesaled houses to people who we've wholesaled too. That is great. We actually did one for $60,000 last year, which I was pretty shocked about, even for me, on something that we re-wholesaled from someone who we wholesaled to.
Yeah.
That is so phenomenal. Kapil, those are 3 really good ones. So first of all, I want to congratulate you on your success. If you guys are listening to this, some really, really good nuggets. If you're not inspired by this, you don't have a heartbeat. So Kapil, how can people get in touch with you if they want to do deals with you, or if they want to partner up? Do you have an Instagram account or Facebook account or email you want to give out?
Yeah, just reach out on either Facebook or Instagram. It's my first and last name, Kapil Singla. Or I can spell it for you guys if that's important. Or you can also email me at my first and last name, Kapil Singla 3737 @gmail.com.
Okay.
So it's, Kapil Singla 3737 at Gmail. We would love to partner up. Either if you're in South Bend or if you're in Northwest Indiana, you got deals, feel free to give us a call. If you got big portfolios in this area, we love portfolio deals, 10 houses, 20 houses, or 3 houses.
Awesome.
Anything works for us. And if you're looking to partner up and open up a new market with us, absolutely. And of course, always looking for private lenders, anyone interested in having a decent return on their money and want to invest in a successful operation, have a guaranteed returns, we can definitely help.
Are you paying 8% per month? No.
No.
I'm just teasing you. But Kapil, that is awesome. Awesome. By the way, if you want to reach out, you're listening to this. I am actually spending a lot of time in the Wholesaling Inc. Facebook group. So if you want to reach out to me, you can always tag me, look on Facebook, join the Wholesaling Inc. Facebook group on Facebook, and I'd love to connect with you there. You can also hit me up on Instagram or Facebook at Todd Toback, and I would love to hear from you. Let me know a question that you have. Let me know a topic that you'd love to hear about, a deal, a win, a struggle, and I'd love to talk about it on the podcast. Thanks so much, Kapil.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.